Survivor camp, underground cavern. Night. The dust is still settling from the collapsed debris. The survivors breathe heavily, taking in the destruction. A few cough from the dust, their faces streaked with sweat and grime. Ellie, whispering, clinging to Ethan.
Are they all gone?
Ethan, low, reassuring.
For now.
Ben steps forward cautiously, eyes scanning the rubble. A faint, mechanical whirring comes from beneath the collapsed structure. Ben worried.
Dad, I think it's still alive.
The survivors tense. A metal claw twitches under the rubble, the dim glow of red alien optics flickering beneath the wreckage. Harris, backing up.
That thing just won't die. Cooper grips his pistol but hesitates. Bullets have already proved useless.
Ethan to Cooper.
We can't stay here. Even if it's down, more will come looking.
Cooper grimly nods.
We need to move. Now.
Harris rushes to the injured survivor, helping him to his feet. The group scrambles to collect their supplies. Abandoned mining site. Night. The survivors emerge from a rusted service tunnel, stepping into the cold Yorkshire night. The sky is a dark shade of red, alien ships looming far above like shadows in the clouds. The distant rumble of explosions echoes from the horizon. Ellie, shivering.
Where do we go now?
Ben looks toward the burned-out remains of a nearby village. Smoke rises from distant rooftops. Ben thinking.
If we follow the valley north, we might find another army group.
Harris nods.
There were supposed to be military holdouts in that direction. Could be our best shot.
Ethan, decisive.
Then we keep moving. Stay low. Stay quiet.
The group starts forward. Behind them, the cavern entrance collapses with a deep, thunderous roar, sealing off the underground hideout. Abandoned farmland. Later that night, the survivors move through the ruins of an old farmstead. A rusted tractor sits abandoned in the field. Crows scatter as they pass. Distant, inhuman, chittering. The group freezes. Ethan motions for them to get down. Shapes move in the darkness ahead. The moonlight reveals 3 gray scouts, their small, wiry frames barely visible as they scan the landscape. Whispering.
Scouts. If they see us, they'll call reinforcements.
Ben looks around and spots an overturned grain silo with a small gap near the bottom. Ben pointing.
We can hide in there.
The group moves carefully, crouching low, keeping to the shadows. They slip through the opening and into the dark, dusty interior. Grain silo, continuous. Inside, it's cramped and musty. The only light seeps through cracks in the metal walls. The distant chittering grows louder. Ethan peeks through a gap. The Greys are closer now, moving with an eerie, coordinated precision. Ellie, whispering, scared.
What if they find us?
Ethan, softly.
They won't.
One of the Greys suddenly stops. It tilts its head, sniffing the air. It turns sharply toward the silo. Harris, whispering.
Damn it.
The Grey lets out a piercing screech. The others respond instantly, breaking into a sprint toward the silo. Ethan, urgent.
Run!
The survivors scramble, bursting out of the silo as the Greys leap onto its walls, their claws tearing through the metal. Abandoned farmland, continuous. The group sprints across the open field, the Greys in pursuit. Their movements are fast, unnatural, closing the distance quickly. Heavy footsteps approaching from the distance. Then, a loud mechanical hum cuts through the air. The Greys suddenly halt, their heads snapping toward the noise. Ben, panting, confused.
What is that?
A bright blue searchlight sweeps over the field, illuminating the Greys. A military convoy rumbles into view, armored trucks and soldiers pouring out, weapons raised. Shout breathless.
It's the army.
The soldiers open fire. The Greys screech and dodge with unnatural agility, returning fire with their spiked projectile weapons. Harris to Ethan.
We either get in that fight, or we run.
Ethan looks at his kids. The war isn't over, but now they have a choice: stand and fight, or keep running. Abandoned farmland, night. The Greys shriek as they dodge incoming fire. Their spiked projectiles cut through the air, slamming into military vehicles, sending sparks flying. Ethan shouting.
Get down.
Ethan pulls Ben and Ellie behind a burned-out tractor as gunfire erupts around them. The military convoy unloads heavy firepower, forcing the Greys to scatter. Explosion. A grenade detonates, throwing dust and debris high into the air. A Grey, caught in the blast, screeches in agony, its mechanical suit sparking as it collapses. Cooper, grabbing Ethan's arm.
We've got to make a choice, Booth. We can't outrun this.
Ethan looks between his terrified children and the soldiers engaged in battle. The weight of the moment hangs in his eyes. Ethan, grim determination.
We fight.
Ben nods, trying to be brave. Ellie clings to Ethan's side, her small hands clenched into fists. Soldier, yelling.
Civilians, get to cover.
A sergeant, his uniform streaked with grime, motions for them to move toward the convoy. Ethan pulls Ellie close as they dart toward the armored vehicles, dodging incoming fire. Military convoy, night. A group of battle-worn soldiers take cover behind a damaged troop carrier, returning fire. Sergeant Lewis to Ethan.
Who are you? Survivors?
Ethan, breathless.
Yeah? Family? Some others? We've been running since Leeds fell.
Sergeant Lewis nods, scanning the battlefield.
You're lucky we found you. But this isn't luck. This is war. You fight, or you die.
Ethan looks down at Ellie and Ben. His eyes harden. Ethan, resolute.
Then we fight.
Battlefield. Moments later, the Greys regroup, their glowing red eyes piercing the night. One of them climbs into a biomechanical exosuit, the frame hissing and shifting as it grows to 8 feet tall. Ben, eyes wide.
Oh no.
Harris, grimly.
Big one's back.
The exosuited Grey raises its arm, launching a volley of spiked projectiles. Soldiers scramble for cover as the ground erupts in explosions. Sergeant Lewis to Ethan.
We need to take that thing down.
Ethan, gripping a discarded rifle.
Then let's do it.
Cooper tosses Ethan a grenade. Ethan meets his eyes, then nods. Ellie, worried.
Dad?
Ethan, small smile.
Stay close to Ben.
Ben grabs Ellie's hand, shielding her as Ethan and the others rush forward. Grey war machine. Night. The exosuit turns, its mechanical joints grinding as it locks onto Ethan. Metal clanking, mechanical humming. The creature inside snarls, preparing to fire. Cooper, shouting.
Now!
Ethan ducks and rolls, hurling the grenade toward the exosuit's leg joints. It detonates, sending flames and shrapnel flying. Grey exosuit screeches, staggering. The soldiers open fire, targeting the exposed gaps in the suit's armor. Sergeant Lewis into radio.
We've got it on the ropes. Hit it with everything.
A rocket winds through the air, slamming into the exosuit's chest. The explosion rips through the biomechanical plating, sending the Grey crashing into the dirt. Ben excited.
We did it.
The battlefield falls into a tense silence as the remaining Greys retreat, their unnatural movements disappearing into the dark. Sergeant Lewis, breathing heavily.
They'll be back.
Shout.
They always come back.
Ethan looks down at his dirt-covered hands. He glances at his kids, then at the remaining soldiers. This isn't just survival anymore. This is war. Ethan to Lewis.
What's the plan?
The sergeant studies Ethan for a long moment before handing him a spare rifle. Sergeant Lewis, serious.
We hold the line.
If you liked this video, please think about subscribing.